Hello fight fans, welcome back to WhatCulture Combat. As always, I am Gareth, but not as always, we're somewhere else right now. We're not downstairs where the fake brick wall and the standard wall, like that kind of wall. No, we're in my room now, which is quite cool. Yeah, I'm upstairs in my room, and you don't want to hear about all that. You don't want to know where I am in the world. You don't want to know why I'm wearing weird spandexy jackets and things like that. No, what you want to know about is the MMA news right now, which is dropping all over the world. Obviously, a lot of things to go into again, as always. So without further ado, I'm going to jump straight into it, and we're going to go for our first story. The first story today is all surrounding Dana White again, and this current global situation, and particularly what's going down with UFC 249. Obviously, as you know, Dana has stressed that fight will still go on. No matter what, that fight is happening. It's happening. We're gonna get Tony versus Khabib finally. It's insane circumstances, but just pray that it holds out. I think all MMA fans around the world right now need this. Really, we need something to look forward to. So hopefully that fight does go ahead. But yeah, Dana White was speaking to Yahoo. He was speaking to them through an Instagram live chat, and he mentioned that he's not going. That people won't find out. He's not going to let the press know whether or not people are being tested for this, obviously this current global thing that's happening right now. So he mentioned the less the media knows, the better off it is. He said, we will make sure we take care of everybody like we always do. I'm not giving the public and the media all kinds of information on what I'm doing, but I'm not acting like some crazy rebel out there with the current situation. I've done everything I've been told to do. And the press again were pushing him to say, well, you say the people are going to be tested for this and everything else. He said, you don't need to know. It's none of your business. So make of what you will of that. If you feel like he should be a bit more transparent and should be saying, okay, no, the people are going to be tested. Everyone's going to be healthy. Everyone's going to be fine. Like if he should be doing that, or you believe he's got a point and that information should be kept within the company walls. If they are doing everything that is expected of them, you should just trust them that they are doing that. Myself personally, I believe he maybe should be a bit more transparent, just appease the people and just say yes, that is happening, or no, that I think if it wasn't happening he wouldn't say either, because that would obviously start another whole new argument. And also he went into a bit more detail, and currently he is self-quarantined in Las Vegas in his house with his family, but he also defended the promotion's safety in this live chat, their safety record, and also he just talked about how he wants things to progress after this situation comes to an end, hopefully. He said, what I'm hoping is the United States, not just the state here, but the world is going to bounce back from this quickly. That's what I'm hoping, and life will go back to normal. And hopefully the type of panic that's going on right now never happens again in our lifetime. Listen, 2019 was an incredible year for us, but hopefully we snap back from this. But regardless of what this state, this country, or the rest of the world does, the UFC is going to march on, whether there's fans in it, not there, whatever. Me and my team will fight through this. We will hold our schedule this year. Every fighter, everyone that works for me will make money, get paid, and life will be as normal as possible. Speaking of which, he did mention there at the end of that quote that all the fighters involved in fights that obviously have been postponed, he's really stressed that they've been postponed, they've not been cancelled, and they will still have those fights, they will still get paid, and life will be as normal as possible for them. He said that Edwards and Woodley, Francis Ngannou, Jairzinho Rozenstruik, as well as Alistair Overeem versus Walt Harris, they will all happen. He said, yes, all these fights are being rescheduled. He said, once we get this Khabib fight on, we're rolling, we're back in business, and we are rolling. And like I told you earlier, sorry, bad quote, everybody that's going to fight is going to fight because they want to, not because they have to. So again, he's not forcing anybody to be in an uncomfortable situation that they don't want to be in. He just wants to make these fights happen if they are able to happen. But for the most part, it seems like a lot of the fighters have come out and said, yeah, we still wanted to fight, it was just the way the world is right now, we've not really had a choice, we've not really been able to do that, which you fully understand. The UFC are just going to have to abide by whatever guidelines there are out there right now. But it now appears if this fight does go off without a hitch, this full card, as we confirmed yesterday, is going to still be a full card. then there's no reason why UFC couldn't just stick to that formula wherever they're having this fight and put on a couple of more cards. Hopefully it is yet to be seen right now what that is going to entail, how safe that's going to be, and yeah, we wait with anticipation to see what comes next in terms of UFC 249. Again, it's one of the most intriguing cards in history, events in history, in terms of not just combat sports, just in the world of sports right now, because nothing like this has ever happened. We've never had such a big event be behind closed doors, really, that I can think of, that I can remember. Let me know if I'm completely wrong there. There's a couple that have happened. Jorge Masvidal has disregarded ATT's trash talk ban. So this past weekend, American Top Team, the owner, Dan Lambert, he laid down a zero tolerance policy. And this was in regards to the verbal battles that are being waging on against team fighters, the team's fighters, team members, including Masvidal going at Covington, and a couple of other people have been jumping at each other. And Poirier's not been very happy with Covington either. Everybody doesn't like Covington, really, and that's what's been happening. But Jorge Masvidal says it's fine. It's fine. He won't trash talk any fighter. That's absolutely fine. Any fighter within his team, he will not trash talk. It's just a shame that Colby Covington isn't a fighter in his eyes. So he responded directly to an MMA fighting story that they posted on Twitter. He literally replied straight off the back of that, and he said, "F Colby, the most fragile, most sensitive guy in UFC history. Can't kick me out because this rule was for fighters only, not crotch sniffers that get their jaw broken by other crotch sniffers. American Top Team, we all know that dude is no fighter." But I think, yeah, this is just throwing stones for the sake of it, which is fine, but I'm wondering what the implications are going to be after this, what are going to be the knock-on effects if Masvidal does continue to keep poking at. It seems like it's almost there to protect Covington because he's made all the enemies, but it's a very odd move from American Top Team because there's a lot more people in that camp that don't like Colby than the other way around. So surely, I mean, I know he's a great fighter and he's been incredibly successful for them, but surely the clever thing to do would be just to pick up the bad thing, the bad egg, and just throw it out, you know what I mean? But for whatever reason, they're trying to protect the fighters, which is admirable in its own right. But on the back of this as well, Joanna Jędrzejczyk has also mentioned that she's not a big fan of Colby Covington. This comes after Covington again did something really weird. He commented on Joanna in the aftermath of that epic fight that they had at UFC 248 between her and Zhang Weili. He said that she was washed up off the back of that split decision loss. And he also, this was in an interview with MMA Fighting's Eurobash podcast. Check that out as well, it's really good. In an interview, this was recorded before this new policy was put in place where they're saying that they can't diss each other in American Top Team, because obviously they are team members. He stated that not bringing Jędrzejczyk on a date added to the ill will between them. So he's trying to suggest that she didn't like him because he didn't ask her out on a date. But yeah, Jędrzejczyk was speaking on this Eurobash podcast as well, this same one, and she mentioned how it's part of his act. She just laughed him off, really. So it's part of his act. He's not a very polite or smart guy, so he doesn't know what to do. He needs other people to make himself big. So I don't want to talk about this guy, you know. I can tell you guys that it's a shame for us. It's a shame that he's talking so much awful stuff like this. It's all ugly things. He's a dirty guy, and I don't want to talk about. I just don't want to talk about it. She's just mentioned a lot of times there she didn't want to talk about him because he, to be honest, the stones that he's throwing are a bit pointless, a bit unnecessary. And yeah, it's a really weird time for that camp because everybody is hating on Colby. At least it's given them all a nice distraction from the current situation, because yeah, let's just direct all our hatred at Colby Covington because he seems to relish in it. But yeah, very, very odd. A lot of things set to unfold when these fight cards finally do begin to pick up steam again. Fingers crossed it's sooner rather than later. Hopefully we see a nice Masvidal Covington fight, or maybe even your Jędrzejczyk just beating the absolute crap out of Covington. That'd be great as well. So they have been our news stories for the day. Let me know what you guys think about those. Obviously we've had a few things about these upcoming events. The fact that these postponed events are now actually going to happen at some point in the future. They've not been completely cancelled, they're just being rescheduled for another time. What you think of Colby Covington just being the most hated man in all of MMA probably at this point? Not much of a change there, but let me know what you think. I personally think he's hilarious because it gives us stuff to talk about, and you can't knock him, he's entertaining. But yeah, that has been the MMA news for today. As always, make sure, I'm not here to patronise, but make sure you guys and gals are looking after yourselves. Make sure in these unprecedented times, you're taking all the precautions necessary, stay indoors, make sure you're still speaking to people, socializing through your social media. We've got such a great tool there, we can speak to everybody all the time. Also, be sure to check out everything on WhatCulture Combat. We've got our brilliant submission video that's just popped on of me getting my head twisted off a lot. We've got an article as well on the website associated to that. That's going to drop, I think, today at some point. And also, yeah, be sure to check out all the lists that we've got there, and hopefully my video diaries might start dropping very soon as well. So yeah, it's been a pleasure as always. I'm signing off now from my lovely studio home thing, and hopefully I'll see you very, very soon. Bye bye.